Ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Go.
Smash. Yeah.
Well, we do know that She-Hulk wrapped up recently here. And when I say wrapped up, I mean this in the sense of there's a lot of smoke that came from this. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Everybody's seen the finale, correct?
Correct.
What do we think? What do we think is the show as a whole? What do we think of the finale? What do you got, Lisa?
Do you want my one sentence review?
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Do the thing that we normally do.
Ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Go.
Smash.
High five.
I love it. Jason, do you have a one sentence review of She-Hulk?
She's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Good one. Nice.
you guys are putting a lot of heat on me because I really don't have a one sentence for a review for it.
It's like, fuck this show. I hate it. I want this guy. I don't like anything involving women at all.
Yeah.
Why can't we just have a show about the regular Hulk?
And strong women, the worst kind of women. Strong.
You
independent
just
women.
took my one sentence. So I can't have a show about the regular Hulk. This show was not an abomination. There we go. I'll go with that.
Oh, nice.
Wordplay.
Nice. Look at us. Look how clever we are.
So, what do we think about this show, man? Because I know it's getting a lot of smoke from the internet and people tweeting and feeling butthurt about, hate watching it.
The internet is dumb. It's the worst invention of all mankind. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We are using the internet right now. But the internet as a whole is a bunch of fucking idiots. Are there some bad things about the show? Yeah. Personally, for me, I feel like Marvel has, trained us to feel like shows should be a certain way.
Yes.
And that isn't to a detriment to this show when they give us something different.
Yeah.
I want the big bad. I want this to lead into something else. I want, all sorts of things that I want. That this show is like, no, we're not going to do that because this is its own thing. And we're doing our own thing. Which is what was great about the finale was like, yo, stop.
Yeah.
Stop all this craziness. Let's just do our own thing. And that's also what I like about this show. And also Tatiana Maslany, whatever her last name, in any form, she can sit on my face.
Wow. Okay, then. What about Charlie Cox?
Oh, he can sit on my face too.
Okay. Achievement unlocked.
All right. So I'm not going to be. Look, first and foremost, I like the show. I thought it was really awesome. I thought it was very creative. I do had some critiques for it. I think it should have decided what it wanted to be, and I think that's my only issue with it. If it wanted to be episodic and no overall storyline, I think I would have enjoyed that. Just a day in the life of Jennifer Walters. Various days, but nothing that was connective. I didn't like that it was like hinting to connectivity, but then not, but then it was. And then as much as I thought the finale was amazing, I think I even wrote on Facebook, it's probably the best finale that Marvel's done in any of their shows. The biggest issue with it, though, I enjoy, but I can see where we get hate is the finale basically just throws away the whole series.
Yeah.
Like the finale basically just says, oh, yeah. I know you guys spent all these episodes, but we at any time we could just get rid of the plot and do what we want to do, which I think is phenomenal. But if somebody wanted to have an issue with that, investing this time to get a payoff, that being the payoff would have felt very, why did I watch this show? For me, I thought that was like, oh, this is the most creative thing Marvel's done in a very long time. Kudos. But I can see it. So that's why my critique would be that, just that if somebody came expecting something solid and consistent, one, you didn't get it through the whole series, but then two, the ending, whatever. But who gives a shit about that? Because Daredevil was awesome. Jennifer and She-Hulk with Daredevil is very awesome. And who cares about all the stuff that we got? I could just watch that whole episode over and over and over again.
Over and over.
Just
so
hanging out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just Matt being happy for once.
Right.
Yeah. Like in that little universe, he doesn't have to get beat up all the time. It's like, whoa, you're doing too much.
Like, we get it, Matt. You're Catholic, okay? You have guilt. I have guilt too. I'm a Baptist. I understand.
Oh gosh, I think what you're saying about the finale, where like the payoff and everything, but I think that goes back to what Jason was saying, is because we're expecting, we've come to expect it to be a very formulaic, like way, and the show knows it. That's why I loved it. It breaks the fourth wall. So I think it was almost just like setting us up for, hey, just so you know, this isn't that kind of show. And so I don't think that if it gets picked up, do we know, did it get picked up for season 2? And I think it probably didn't know that either. So it's just gonna, if it has to end, it's gonna end on its own terms. But if not, then if it gets renewed for season 2, then we already know there are no rules and everything is, you know, like it's just there to be fun. It doesn't, you don't always have to have a big bad, like, and I think that Marvel forgets that, like, you don't, not everything has to be like the end of the universe. And that's why Daredevil, I think, works so well, is because it's just bad guys. There's just bad people out there. And so
he literally protects 2 blocks of New York City. Is this big, and he's like, that's all I'm doing, guys. You know that Chitauri invasion that happened? If it doesn't come above 67th Street, I don't care.
It doesn't always have to be like, planet ending. It doesn't always have to be the apocalypse. It can just be
sky
some
beams.
Asshole.
Just some asshole being an asshole.
Like,
well, even I remember that's what I felt refreshing about the Hawkeye series, was that it was just fucking regular dudes in jogging suits getting their ass beat. Like, that's awesome. Like,
just freaking regular old mafia people. Okay,
and you don't have to have these existential nightmares of whether or not having sex with yourself is bad or not.
It's not.
That is wrong with self-pleasure. That is wrong with self-pleasure.
Fine.
Look, if I find a version of myself from another universe and I get married to her or him, it's fine. Like, it's legal in the state of Georgia.
just have birth to yourself. That's all. It'd be great. It'd be fine. Best decision you ever made.
It's fine.
Keeping that perpetual loop still looping.
Right. This is probably, in my eyes, the probably funniest Marvel show and thing they might have put out. I laughed a lot of this stuff out loud. Just kind of the moments, some of the fourth wall breaks. I mean, Pug's my new MVP. Best boy award goes to Pug.
Pug, so great.
Pug, I mean, he just kind of snuck up on us, huh? Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's not just so Pug though.
He is great.
Freaking her assistant's name? Nikki Ramos. She's great. Freaking Madison with 2 eyes or 2 hands and 1 Y. Not where you think.
Not where you think.
So good.
Phenomenal. Freaking Wong just coming up there and just like, look, I'm just going to break all your human laws. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
Like, all these, like, a lot of these, supporting characters are just, like, on the spot. They're just to a T. They're great.
And I love how she talks about, like, it could be a spinoff. It could be in the movie. It could be, like, is it? Right. Are we gonna? Is this gonna be on the big screen? And
this is gonna be important later. I don't know. We don't know.
Who knows? And also, Kevin. We didn't talk about Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin. I thought that was probably the cleverest way to put Kevin Feige in a series without actually having to put Kevin Feige in a series, because that would be something, it would be like almost like him trying to be the new Stan Lee, and we probably would have been like, you're dumb, that's dumb, if it was just him, like, hi, I'm Kevin Feige. But this was a good way to include the fact that there is a overlord of this whole entire thing making these decisions, and and sometimes they don't make a lot of sense because we're following the formula versus letting us do our own thing, which is it was hilarious. I love that.
He's literally a bot.
Yeah. No, that was very, very creative way to get it through. Plus, I think Kevin Feige probably as a regular human being is very boring. And I feel like having him on screen would have probably been boring.
And we probably all would have been like, "Who's that guy?"
It's like, who is this random white dude?
He'd have to have a name tag that says Feige.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Marvel Studios CEO and director, Kevin Feige of Marvel Studios. Kevin Feige, you know me.
But I love how, like, in the writers' room, they're like, no one talks to Kevin. Like, no one gets to see Kevin.
I would kill myself before letting you get together. Like, I would die
Yeah.
for that. Which, you know, most writers should be like, yo, they don't pay us enough to be here anyway, so I'm fighting for him.
Also, I would say too, this show did something very creative that was naturally the dude bros hated it, but it also shows the fear and vulnerability of women in society, but they play it into not into comedy, but they play it into a situation of empowerment. Like when they try to like jack her, naturally they were going for her blood, but the initial scene made it feel like just woman walking down the street.
Yes.
Guys with the harasser, she hulks out. But then even the guy with the, filming of them for the sex and all that stuff, like it definitely shows like a lot of the vulnerabilities that like women have to deal with on a daily basis. That I know the dude bros are like, oh, well, it's trying to be woke. And it's like, one, I hate when people say woke because a lot of things they say is woke isn't woke. Like, oh, me displaying what women go through is me being woke.
Sorry, being sorry. It's a bad thing. When does that happen? Like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
For me, I can imagine. Oh, go ahead, Lisa.
I was gonna say it's not only showing like what they go through, but she's a superhero and she's still going through it. So it's like she's not even immune to that. And then like that is just so it's just there's no escaping it. And
I can also imagine, particularly for me, that when seeing Jin being able to hulk out and protect herself from attackers, which a lot of people have fears of. It's like the same thing when Luke Cage gets shot and just walks away. Like, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, like for me, that was definitely an empowering thing to see, was like Luke Cage just walking through these bullets, because in real life, people that look like he don't walk through no bullets like that. So I can imagine it's because, women are, unfortunately, women are victims of a lot of crime, like more so than men. Like disproportionately more so than men.
Yes.
So like I can imagine for somebody that is in a very empowering moment when she's like, oh yeah, I got superpowers. Don't have to worry about walking down the street at night by myself. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And it's still happening to her. She
and it's still
happens to have the agency to be able to survive it. So same thing with Kate. She's still getting shot at. She's just not dying from it. And
exactly.
So it is that. Because, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, God, I wish I was friggin' a Hulk so I could walk down the street with earbuds in and, so, I think, it is empowering. And I think that they do it in a way that, just look at how she got her job. They only wanted her
because she was the Hulk.
Because she was the Hulk.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even because she was great at her job, and
even though she
matter
is.
what school. Yeah, it doesn't matter what school she went to. It doesn't matter how many cases she won. Nothing. They just wanted to use her,
which brings it to another level, because even though they wanted to use her for her, special, for her special interests, she still was qualified to do that job. Which we go back to like something like Ketanji Jackson Brown. Like people are like, oh, we can't believe they picked, a black woman to do this or whatever. It's like, or they're only looking for black women. It's like, just because they're only a part of this subset of people doesn't mean we're just picking names out of a hat and just putting whoever in there. They were still qualified to do the job. And therefore, like your own, biases is seeing that just because we pick from this small subset of people, you cannot believe they have the qualifications and capability to do the job that they're being picked for, rather than the fact that they would never, even because they have these skills and talents and are qualified, they would have never got the job in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, we know how that story goes. I mean, we only hear that being yelled when it's a woman or a minority, because nepotism happens all the time, and no one ever makes a big fuss about nepotism. So we know that it going to the words of Jason, that just lets you know that they're racist and or sexist or bigoted. Also,
in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. They have an ism, one of them that's not popular. And also, I thought was wonderful on this show is that, depending if this continues, and hopefully it does, it did show the evolution from someone saying, "Hey, like I have these powers, but quote unquote Peter Parker style, but I don't have these responsibilities. These powers just happen to be given to me. I'm not worried about them. I'm still gonna live my life." to near the end where I think she probably realized that, hey, like, maybe I should be using these powers to do more than just what I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. I thought that was pretty, because we never really get to see we always see the trope of person gets powers, person wants to be hero. Over. It was kind of refreshing to see somebody being like, no, I fight my battles in the courtroom. I don't want to be out in these streets. Superpowers. Yeah. Right.
She literally has the Peter Parker story of like, with the great power becomes great responsibility. Because at the beginning of the show, I said this earlier, like she was like, I don't care about this. Like, you know, and the Hulk was like, you should probably care about this. She's like, no, I'll be fine. I don't have to be a superhero. I don't have to do all this stuff. And then over the course of the show, realizing like, I can help people in more than one way. Yeah. Right. Like, especially when she, after she talks to Daredevil, it's like, I can help people in the courtroom as well as, when something is bigger than the courts can handle, I can also help in that way too. And that's also helping people, which is great. So I like that character development on her part as well. Because that's what happens in shows. Characters get developed. It's crazy.
And I love that she kind of mastered her powers like almost immediately. And remember how upset Bruce was about
because she wasn't abused as a kid, even though her mom's a bitch.
Right. But that goes to show because they were convinced that it was because, women have better control over their emotions, when really it was just that she hadn't had the trauma yet that Bruce had. So she hadn't had that moment of like, and so she's like, I have to control my emotions on a daily basis, blah, blah, blah. And then she loses her temper but like doesn't bring down an entire city and murder a billion people, but still like Hulk did.
No, Hulk is fighting the dude who's doing that.
But you know what I mean?
We're talking about Age of Ultron. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like they kill so many people. Like Hulk just, but they're like, oh nope, she can't handle her powers. Like she's not allowed to have a bad day. And I like that. I like that more. That she has to always be on. She's not allowed to have a bad day. She's not allowed to, talk back. And you always have to, it's like when you get pulled over, as long as you do everything the right way, it's fine. But like the second, you make a mistake, then the whole flipping world turns on you. But Bruce Banner can do whatever the F he wants. Everyone's like, he's not that bad. Like,
yeah.
He's pretty good.
I'm surprised people still fuck with the Hulk anyway. Like, why y'all fucking with this dude? Like, he saves the world once, and you're like, oh, we've all forgiven. Yeah.
But I did like that it seemed like she had such a great hold on her powers when really she hadn't really been tested till that moment, and it just showed that no, she just hadn't lost her temper.
Yeah.
Also, was this is probably the first show where it felt like the Marvel Universe is lived in. Like, all the things that we see in movies and stuff. I mean, we got people from Asgard. We had, Mr. Immortal. Like, even Damage Control, when she started wilding, Damage Control was on the scene quick as hell. Like, this actually felt like all the exterior parts, they even talk about the Accords being eliminated. Like, it just felt like this was the first time we saw a show where all the other consequences from other shows, we saw the world after all of that happened. And I guess maybe that was just my feel, but it just felt interesting to see, like, like people still, like Jason said, like living in the Marvel Universe is probably the worst place to ever want to live.
A hellscape.
Because
yes. For real though.
For anybody that does not have superpowers, it's probably a living nightmare. I don't understand how anybody is well adjusted in the Marvel Universe.
And why is anyone still living in New York City? Like, tell me.
I would not live in a major city at all.
It
or
should be like
Norwegian town.
Rent $100 a month to live in New York because it just gets demolished every other week. Like, get out of here.
Or if you just happen to see an Avenger just chilling, like, oh, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Like, what? Somebody's there to attack. Right.
Guys, somebody's going gotta go.
Right.
No, but there's Captain America right there. I know, we gotta go. I don't got health insurance. Like, we gotta get out of here.
My deductible's too high.
I don't got life insurance. Oh no, we gotta go.
Dude, we gotta move the car because I don't got no. We ain't right.
Didn't Hawkeye though? I feel like the Hawkeye show kind of touched on because they had the musical, right? It was Hawkeye that had the Avengers musical.
I can do this all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that was like the beginning of really kind of tying everything together. But again, why were they in New York City? Like, why? You learn nothing.
You realize like aliens invade like every other weekend, and we're going to like the number one spot for it. Right?
Yeah.
Some people do things like skydive. So, man,
I did go to New York.
Take my chances.
I did go to New York City like 6 months after 9/11. So like, flew
man,
there.
You really flew there.
Yeah, I went 3 months after. Yeah. Yeah.
I know you was on that plane looking at everybody. Like,
look, if he was any shade like me, I'm like, you need to get off this plane.
Oh man!
Oh my God!
Discriminatory, Jason.
Look, I get it. Not everybody. I get it. I'm with you, black guy. I understand. But seriously, though,
I'm gonna need you to
take the next one.
Well, you know what? Can I forfeit my ticket? Can I get my ticket? I'll find the next one. Man, don't worry about
white people on this plane.
Oh man! All right. Well, we rate this the She-Hulk series. 1 being trash, 5 being great. Lisa, what would you rank She-Hulk?
8 gets a 5 for me.
Ooh, the illustrious 5. Jason,
5.
What about you?
4.5 out of 5. Could
it's
use
not 4.5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10. 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm right there with you. I'm 4.5. I really enjoyed it. If Disney does more of this or Marvel does more of this, maybe Phase 5 will be a lot better because Phase 4 was a little
it's up and down.
there.
It's up and down. Only reason I gave a point now to 5 because I needed more Madison. That's it.
Madison, she was such a gem. Like she is just a nice little gift that they just put in there, and the memes were fantastic.
Loggers.
Yes. Fucking
we all know chicks like that too.
Yes.
And usually, like, I don't want to fuck with them. But when you do, like, I don't know why I keep saying that I don't want to fuck with them. And then, like, 7 or 8 drinks in, you're like, oh, now I get it.
Yes. Especially if she ruined the Sopranos for Wong, man. Don't ruin the Sopranos for Wong, man. How's she gonna do that to Wong? But yes, we all know. Man, I guess it is time. My favorite part of the show.
Damn.
And everybody knows what that is. This means it's the end. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Headcanon Circus. Please remember to go out there and get the book, Dungeons and Do-Rags by Ron Dawson. Hopefully next week we will have him on the show so that we can talk about the book and his upbringing and his life as a black nerd and geek, trying to get it out here in these streets, just like a black man's supposed to. Get your money. But besides all that, please remember to like, share, subscribe. We're everywhere, Headcanon Circus. Thank you to my lovely co-host as well. Lisa,
Jason,
do you have any kind words for the people in the streets?
Be kind to each other, and that's all.
What? Yes. Now Jason has to have another catchphrase. Jason,
is that your catchphrase? Oh, okay. Let me hold on. Oh, I know. Okay, ready? No, I don't have anything. Sorry. Jason.
Okay.
Don't be a dick. Also, don't be a little shit and you won't get murdered. There we go.
Good one.
Yes. Jason, any final words for everybody?
I guess next week we are doing Shazam, or not Shazam, Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Yeah.
Same thing. Or probably Super Sons.
See you later, Jensen Atkins. And
thank you for joining us. Do a DC sort of episode plus with the Super Sons or whatever. But either way,
I think that's supposed to become on DVD. Yes.
Yeah. Be kind, be considerate, and always tip your bartenders and servers at least 20%, if not more than you can afford it. And I was gonna make a joke about Lisa being Jaren with a sex change, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that. That's not like Jaren's back, everybody. No. But if you do see Jaren, give him a hug.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was very kind of you.
Yeah.
We got
Taylor
drunk
Swift
the
is
other
dropping
day
a new album, so stream that.
What, you dropping on Apple?
Taylor Swift is dropping a new album.
This is a black show.
Midnight. Listen, she loves black people. She tweets about it all the time.
This is a black show.
Yes. Hold on. This is a straight male black show.
She also loves straight male. She writes songs about it all the time.
Yeah, that's all her songs are about. 95% of them,
true.
Jake Gyllenhaal and
one. There was one.
Well, thank you everybody for listening and watching. We will see you all next week. And Evil finally died tonight. Finally.
Fuck Evil.
See you all next week.
Myers.